Every now and then, a paint company shows up with some new big claims, a new formulation, the best coverage and groundbreaking technology, and more often than not it's just the same old paint in a shiny bottle. But maybe, just maybe, this time it's a little bit different. Could a new brand have actually pulled it off and delivered a true game changer? Stay tuned, as in this video we'll be finding out just that. For regular viewers of my channel, you'll know that I love using alternative methods and products to achieve my desired results. If you've been painting for a while, you'll know that there's a battle going on consistently with me and other painters, and this is between lacquer paints and acrylics. Lacquers give you that tough, smooth, high gloss finish, but the solvents and fumes can make indoor work a little bit unpleasant and off-putting to some people. Acrylics generally are a little bit safer, they've got low odour and they are easy to use, but they don't just have the same toughness as the lacquers, and without a varnish, chipping them and scuffing them can be a real problem. So what if you could combine the strengths of both and ditch the downsides? That's the promise behind Kaleido ColorWorks, a new premium acrylic line from Gaahleri. Kaleido paints use micron level pigment grinding, rapid air technology for smooth atomization, precise color matching, and an eco-friendly non-toxic formulation. They're meant to behave a lot like lacquers while keeping the safety and convenience of acrylic lines. The range is already quite broad with 24 primary colors, 24 mecha colors, 24 auto paints and 12 metallics, plus a new line of primers and varnishes. Gaahleri very kindly sent me their gloss black primer and metallic color set, and inside the box are all the 12 metallics, airbrush thinner and airbrush cleaner, and a detailed booklet explaining all the points and everything you need to know about these paints. So if you do want a bit more of the stats or a bit more information around these paints, you can either pause this video or go to their site to find out a little bit more. But you know, I could sit here for another 10 minutes going over stats and some of the intricacies and how they were made and all that beautiful language that's used, but you know, how do these actually perform? You know, what is the actual difference? Is there any different? Are they actually a game changer? And instead I hope to break it down into layman's terms and give you my exact thoughts on these paints and if you should go out and get them. Each come in 20ml dropper bottles. All of them do come with a mixing ball, and also the cap design on these bottles is really nice, and everything comes pre-thinned straight into the airbrush, no mixing and no fuss, no adding thinners or any other chemicals. They're just ready to use straight out of the bottle. So these paints as well, they do claim that you don't actually need a primer, and I did use this and test this, and I can say on plastic models this is true. I have used it a little bit on some 3D printed resin models, and I've not needed a primer for them. The adhesion is really good and the toughness and durability is also really good, but I've not tested it on other resins or other forms that people might get their models in, so I can't fully say whether that is true or not true. But still, I do like to prime and recommend priming your models for the maximum adhesion, especially on some tricky surfaces like what we've just said, the resin or some metals. The gloss black primer sprayed beautifully, super smooth, no clogging, no spattering, and one of the nicest primers that I've probably used in a long time, especially to say that it is an acrylic primer. I went with the gloss as well because metallics often pop a little bit more and a little bit more shinier when used in conjunction with a gloss primer, but don't worry, if you get one of their other, or if you've got some alternative primers, these paints will also work perfectly with those. But I didn't have any issues using this primer. It's pre-thinned, it just literally put it into your airbrush cup and off you go, and I must say it is one of the best primers that I've used in a very long time, and I am tempted to get some of their other primers to see how they also perform in conjunction against this one. Moving on to the actual metallic paints now, and here is where things got a little bit interesting. Spraying these metallics do feel slightly different, and if you've ever used lacquers before, you'll recognize the way that they atomize and they settle so evenly. Just on all of these as well, I've just used 2 thin coats, and that'll just give me that really nice finish with no gritty flakes, just a clean reflective surface. I did find that the silvers and gunmetals were absolutely excellent, and I really enjoyed using those metallic paints, and they've got a nice wide range of tones to go at, with some of the standout being the zirconium black, and that for me is a really nice dark metallic, especially for grimdark painters. There are 3 golds in this set, and they have got a range from the bright yellowy tones right down to the darker antique tones, and I do really enjoy using these golds. They're a really nice colour. Like I say, you've got that option of some brighter, more yellowy tones, or if you want to lean more into the grimdark aesthetic, you can knock it down to like an antique tone, and on one of the test pieces I've even used one as a zenithal highlight. There are 2 copper metallic colours in this set as well, and this is where, there's not to say that there's anything wrong with these paints, it's more like the colours and the tones that I had a little bit of a problem with, and the coppers in this set leaned more towards more like a brass colour, and the red copper was more leaning into a rose gold. It's not a bad thing, they operated exactly the same. They're still great for if you want something that's a little bit different or unique, and I could even use these on some armor trim, but it's not the typical copper color that I'm used to using. Gaahleri also sent me a few extra colours in a sample kit, including a white that genuinely did impress me. It reminded me very much of Tamiya flat white. It's smooth, you're able to build upon there, and it's perfect for getting some of those zenithal highlights on, and you can use this straight out of the bottle without applying anything. It's very rare that I've found a white paint that's as good as the Tamiya flat white, but yeah, this one comes very, very, very close to it. But also the coloured metallics that are in that sample set were very vibrant, and they're finished with a nice satin sheen, glossy enough to pop but not actually over the top. Throughout this video as well, the airbrush and compressor that I've been using in this video, I've used the Gaahleri Serenair travel airbrush. It's a fantastic and affordable entry point for airbrushing, and for the white that you've just seen me put onto the miniature, I switched to their flagship Mobius 0.2, but honestly it's right up there next to my Evolution, but at a much lower cost. And if you are interested in a review on these products, they are available here on my channel, and the links for them will be in the description below. So in conclusion, what do I think to these paints? And don't just take my word for it. In this video, there's a lot of other reviews as well, which I do recommend going and watching before you make your decision. But in my eyes, these colors really do feel like a bridge between acrylics and lacquers. You get the lacquer-like finish, the smoothness and the durability with the low odor, easy clean benefits of acrylics. They are really well priced as well, available in sets or singles, and perform straight out of the bottle without any hassles. But there are I can't really see any like major downsides, just a couple of minor downsides, and that is that a few of the colours could be a little bit more accurate, like the coppers, and the range, I'm presuming that they might also expand this range a little bit more in the future, and it'd be nice to see some paints more targeted towards the war gaming community. But performance-wise, these are some of the most impressive airbrush friendly acrylics that I have tried, and if Gaahleri adds more colours in the future, then this is just going to get even better. But I can officially say that yes, these acrylic paints are genuinely a game changer. Just for all the points that I've previously explained, these paints genuinely do feel different and operate in a much better way. I will say as well that the range does come with a lot of the paints having a glossier finish. Some people might like that and some that don't. The metals were a really nice blend of satin without being that overly glossy, but this might, like I said, might be a benefit, especially for some pin washers, and it can also be easily knocked back a little bit with some of their varnishes. But in my eyes, these are a true gap between those two mediums of acrylics and lacquers. Also, the current time of filming and uploading this video, there is a current sale on their site where you'll also receive a further 10% off using my link below, and there's also going to be a discount code in there for their Amazon store. I'd like to thank Gaahleri for sending me these products, and I can't wait to start using more of them in the future. I'm really interested in looking at some more of their primers and also their varnishes. I'd also like to thank you, the viewer, and coming along and spending your time here with me. Let me know in the comment section below, will you be picking up any of these paints, and are you interested in trying them out for yourselves? With all that said, I'm Nate the Feral Painter, and I will catch you in the next video.